Welcome back. Let's talk lore.
Let's
Roll high and
talk
subscribe.
lore. A podcast.
Disappointing. This is Chris. I'm Spencer. Tonight we're talking about, in this episode of Let's Talk Lore, we're going to talk about transitioning from a dungeon master to a player. Essentially, at the end of one session to the next session. Mm-hmm. You communicate with your and in particular, it doesn't always have to be the players at your table, but are we going to do a consistent? We can talk about it in a consistent campaign or a new campaign where you're not.
I think either one. There are the similar challenges. If you're always the forever DM, and you finally get one of your players that's gonna hop up and DM a couple, even a session, not just like a one shot's one thing, but like an adventure or even a campaign, that initial stepping in as the player again, there are challenges and hesitations and reservations.
Oh yeah. So like everyone should know at this point, but if you don't, we've been playing Agoth Doomhand, the Skulls of Power, a homebrew that I've created for 3 years or whatever. I recently, personal reasons, twins in particular, I just felt like I had to take a step back and have someone else DM. It was also, I needed a break too. We did it earlier in the game as well. And so the way that I did it, because I wanted to maintain the storyline, but I also wanted to give Chris, the opportunity to do whatever you want, which you do. Yeah. You still do. I'm more than ever doing it. Yeah, we communicated outside of the game, and sort of picked like some type of endpoint. Like, where would you like to come back to for me, so that I know where to pick up my story, and like what are you going to do? And then you sort of picked up what you're. Then you just went off and did whatever you wanted to do. That was cool. But it's not about how to transition as much as it is how does the DM transition into the player. And I had a difficult time. I mean, I just cut it. I cut all strings. I tried to, and I still catch myself every now and then. I'm like, well, I could, my NPC knows a little bit more than he should about the place, but like, this is your, it's letting go is hard.
You have to pull your mind out to not metagame as much. I mean, especially in a long-running campaign, and you're taking the backseat for a little stint in it. It's like, I know all this other lore and all these other things that could play into here.
Oh yeah.
But as the player, I want to have that fresh mind, and I think that's why I chose our location where we are. Is you haven't built anything here, so everything in this area is fresh and new to you.
Right.
And it's different if we go back and we go through Artemisia. I'm going to be picking your brain on all the details for it, and as we're going through, if I screw up some name, you're gonna think as a player, oh, he screwed up that name, but you're not gonna want to
correct it.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you're the DM, you could also be like, "And Spencer, what's the guy's name?"
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I do that all the time.
But transitioning, the actual transition, when we transitioned, my character who I wanted to play, we already built.
Yeah.
Or somewhat. And because we had already talked about it. So I think number one, communication. When you're going from Dungeon Master, passing the Dungeon Master baton in an existing ongoing campaign that's not finished, and you just need a break, communication, obviously, and planning it out with whoever's been picked, the DM. You want to have your goal at the end and then if you're going to come back to it, you want to have that goal. But that's a different topic. But for me, having a character set up already, so it's not like a random break and everyone's disengaged and everything is not good.
Well, this was well planned out and had
Right.
like I've been planning to take over for a bit and give you a break for a while.
Yeah.
And so we
really
set the arc. It's like we took a long plenty
Yeah.
of time to get this ready, prepare, so that when we made that switch, it was going to be as seamless as possible.
Yeah. I mean, you foreshadowed being a dungeon master two like 2 years ago, and you were like, I'd like to dungeon master at some point.
Yeah.
Or that's not exactly.
Well, when I threw the carnival in there, because you wanted to play a game for a while, and I was like, I can DM a game for you. That's easy enough.
It was sick. It was awesome. Transitions. So for the other players at the table, how do you transition flawlessly from a dungeon master to a player? It's okay to be fumbly bumbly, but the way I did it was, and this is Kali and then Chris. What do I perceive here? You know, because the door opens, Spencer, your mic, and this new NPC comes in. The guys think it's Kali, and Chris, can I roll for perception? Boom! Now you're the DM, and then you tell the people that Chris is the DM now. And remember, Matt was like, "What the hell?
What's going on here?"
Yeah, I started rolling for shit. Funny.
Well, we were foreshadowing that was going to take over for a while to everyone throughout that entire Trigarth city.
Yes.
But there's the similar challenges of any new player, like getting to learn their character, like learning to, or coming back into being part of the group instead of being everyone else in the story. Like you're just one character in the story versus controlling everything and everyone.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the hardest part was like letting go of the not letting go, but just like it's not my world anymore, Spencer. You know?
Yeah, like I have to take my hands off the wheel. I have to let go of the bike and let them ride on their own.
Yeah, and so what I did was I sort of like I didn't want to make any decisions for the players. I wanted to sort of follow, but now I feel comfortable playing my character. So I feel like when I say something in the group, they sort of, because there's still distrust in the group when I say that I'm no longer going to be the TM. I was like, Matt's gonna try to one-shot kill me.
Well, then you just come in as the next highest ranking member of the Trigarth Watch, the new Knight Marshal. Kali's sister, Polly.
Polly, who carries around a tennis racket.
Yep.
Yeah. So here's one that I looked up. It says you might have, and I want to ask you point blank. I think I do this a little bit. Unintentionally advise, not necessarily the word I would use, not necessarily advise, but unintentionally push you to go in a direction that you don't want to go. It's your world. I'm no longer the leader. The fun part about being a player is that's your job. Like your goal is to lead the story, is to do all those crazy stupid things, is to push me to say no. Essentially, it's like test the bounds of parameters, and I don't mind that at all. I don't think you've pushed any limits. I mean, I got lucky because you're an experienced player and dungeon master. If I were to pass the baton to Matt wants to do like a 1-shot, 2-shot thing. He's not going to be. He's not as experienced. He's an experienced player. He's been playing forever. But a dungeon master, he might need some guidance from us. And I feel like communicating that to the group.
Transition too.
Yeah, and it happens not in just one set. It's not. There's no session 0 for that. You just go. Right. You know, but you're playing with your players enough so that when you go from the player to the DM, you might be asked for help, but you gotta not offer too much help. Let the guy figure it out, I think.
Well, I think part of that is the communication between you and the new DM of like, hey, I'm here if you have questions or you need help with anything. Otherwise, I'm going to be hands off. So I know there's a lot of lore questions that I asked you right away. I'm like, Spencer, I don't know this. What's the lore for this? Or like, one thing I'm very happy I did was had you describe Trigard from the aerial view, the top view, right as you were leaving.
Right.
So the last thing you did before you left the city is your last vision of what the city looked like.
Yeah, like a passing baton.
Yeah, that was my way to like honor you as the DM as we went off to torture you. Really,
when you think about it, we did a very good job. And if you go back to the last episode of Trigard, Act 8, and then you go to Act 9, the very beginning. It's just a 5-minute piece if you were to watch that.
Yeah.
2.5 minutes and then 2.5 minutes. We did a really good job. We had done everything. I communicated with you about 2 months before, which gave us enough time. I mean, you think about it. You know, we have work and stuff.
Right.
It's not that much time that we put into it, but we did. Right. We've been texting about it and stuff. Then when we got there, I already had my character created. You did a very good job of letting me have items from that I would like, powerful items that I would have because my character is built into the world. So my character was built in the world. I have immediate immersion. I don't have to like figure out how to get my new player and explain to the group. I'm the character that they've already met, which was cool. We did that. We had foreshadowing there. We had Callie was already introduced to the group as this person before you went into the dungeon, and
there was trust already built up.
There was trust already built up. We had a communication with the group about what was happening. You happened to be an experienced DM, but if you weren't, the group, the setting was there for you to just take off. You told me where you told me on the map, because I'm going to be coming back as a DM at some point, sort of on our world map that we're making, which section is unexplored, that type of thing.
Well, you know, it's we figured out our starting point and our end point.
Our end point.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. I think that immersion quality of creating the character that you are going to be transitioning to in the world and having them preset almost as a point where you've almost already met them is key for the DM to get me immersed, because I don't have to worry about my immersion as a DM. Well, believe me, I'm immersed in it. Like, I don't have to. I mean, you're creating the lore and all the stuff. Like, you're as a player, you want to feel that immersion. You don't want to like sit there and be like, where's my guy fit in now? How do I? It's already set up for you, unless you don't want to do that. You know.
Right. Well, and every campaign there's that like ramp up of story of excitement of getting to know the players, and the players feeling comfortable enough to open up and role play and be creative and really feel the story. And as you built in that your character into the world, into the story already, you already have that ball rolling. Right. So as you jumped in, you're just able to keep it going and not have that like, okay, we have to like relearn how to fight as a group with this new person. Of like, oh, we already know who they are and generally what their abilities are, so we can easily adapt.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm very interested to go back from a player to a DM and see what that transition's like.
I am just terrified about having to play Stag again.
That's gonna be funny. And I think also just keeping it fun, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you gave me some lady shoes, you know, or the trunk. You know, usually do something unexpected that you haven't typically do. Like I always try to kill you guys, or not necessarily kill too much, but maybe your guys, I think things out, try to plan it out. Maybe your guy is not necessarily like chaotic, but maybe your guy isn't like, maybe he's really helpful.
Yeah.
Like,
just say
try
extremely
being helpful.
useful
Extremely,
to,
yeah. Like, or he knows
Yeah.
he knows a lot about their current location. To give Chris, the new DM, a hard time. It's like, well, I know a sandwich shop down the block, but is it still
Well,
like?
and you asked me a couple things, and the first time I was like, I really don't care, and then I thought about it, like, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity to build the lore of this whole city. Like, yeah, absolutely. You know all of this stuff. Like, lead the way. You guide it. I don't want to talk anymore. You tell me what's here.
Yeah, that was good. I mean,
yeah,
and a much needed break.
And something else that me as the DM, for you as the DM as a player, I know this character is only going to be in this story for a short period of time. I'm not worried about your character breaking the game, because as soon as I hand the reins over, if you break the game, it's your own damn fault.
The game game can be glued back together.
So I'm like, I have no problem throwing random ass magic items at you, because it's like, I know when you take over, if it's too powerful, your character is just gonna be like, they're gonna hide that away. No one needs to see that anymore.
Everyone wakes up back at Act 8, last thing, off the floor of the dungeon, and the whole thing was a dream.
Dream. Actually,
it was foreshadowing.
That will be.
It was foreshadowing. The whole thing was a foreshadowing of you guys going on an adventure and running into a vampire to find the artifact that we're looking for.
So we wake up from being passed out, having that whole thing, and we rush out with the letter saying to find Queen Egril, and Lolo already caught her before she left the city.
Oh my god, dude. Imagine if you break the game when you find this item, and then you wake up back in the Baal's temple with the item in hand. It was a dream, but it wasn't.
Or we wake up back in.
So if viewers, this is where we go off topic here, and just let it riff, Chris.
We will wake up, in the Baal temple with the wand. You put the skull in, and then you wake up. You're back in Trivium, and Doomhand is there, chained to the wall.
Yeah, and
it was all a dream.
Yeah, and Doomhand. Yeah.
It says, Doomhand, hey, can you help me out of here?
That's so funny. Character swap. I wanted to try character swap where someone just changes
character sheets.
Yeah, you swap character sheets for the day.
That would be fun
and insane. I don't even know how to do that. How would you do that?
You have to have trust. In D&D Beyond?
You have to have trust. Obviously, I'm not going to kill anyone, but like maybe there would have to be open communication before we do that when it happened. Now, keep in mind.
Well, no,
don't be risky. Don't be risky.
There are ground rules. There are limits.
Like if you took Colleen right now and killed her, I wouldn't care. Yeah, if Stag died, I would be a little like if you killed Sprock, they'd be a little upset.
Sprock is the last of the originals.
Yeah, he's got to go. I don't know if Jake.
He already found the skull.
Yeah, he accomplished. Did he really though? You guys sort of did it. Jake gets the credit though. Someone else is holding on to it.
Yeah. You know. Well, no, we don't have it right now. Matt lost it with the card from the deck and all of his magic.
No, he took it and put it in a spot. And he still has one.
And we never recovered it because he has the wish to recover it whenever he needs it, and he's like, I don't need to have it on me until I need it, and this wish will get it to me whenever I need it,
Right.
or
But-
from wherever it is.
But I believe that there's a time limit on that wish spell. You
No,
don't just
I don't believe
you get to have wishes
he can use them.
whenever, all the time.
Yep.
Infinite.
No,
You
well,
I thought-
not infinite wishes. He
you can
has
use
these
one
wishes.
within like a week time period. I think actually.
I
You
think
can't
the
use
card was
3 in a row. I'll get it for you. I have it.
well. No, it's
It's my
yeah,
favorite
there's,
deck of
there's
cards.
limitations on how. Like you can do it more often, but you get detrimental effects at stake.
Yes, that's correct. Where is it?
But there's no long-term length of time that he has to use all of them before. There's no expiration date.
What was the card that was pulled?
No,
It wasn't
it's the
the
one where
void.
you get 3 wishes.
Yeah, but what do you think it was called? Comet?
I don't remember.
Don Juan, your body disappears.
Well, we're still on Tangent Corner.
Yeah.
Roll high and subscribe.
Tangent corner. We should just have random tangent corner.
What we're talking about?
I'm trying to figure out what the. Here we go. The moon.
Oh,
You can
Damn it,
cast. You can cast the wish spell 1d3 times,
and he got a 3.
or so he says. No, I think he rolled it on.
Yeah, he did. He used 1 to bring Aranis back, and he is going to save the other one to bring the skull back, and then the other to bring his coin back.
I don't think that Matt
Or coin
remembers that he has a deck of cards. I think he doesn't remember that he has the deck of cards. Actually,
doesn't.
no. Aaron had it. Oh, see
Yep.
you later. Goodbye.
Mhm.
Wow, you got rid of the hardest. Well, so far.
Well, who knows where they are? But yeah, those were the challenges of transitioning from DM to a player, and I have a feeling I'm gonna experience some of those when you switch back.
Oh, it's gonna be good because you want to make sure that also the world building that you've done is part of my world building too. So like.
Right.
Everything that you've built there, and like the themes of the mountains, how they how they move around, that was really cool. You let me name we named it together, but you sort of let me name the mountain region, which was cool. The town in the city and all that stuff. But you want to keep that. Like you spent good time doing that, so I want to you want to keep that.
I think something about the transition coming back that I do want to talk about at later dates is start to get like stuff that I can start adding into the story now that starts to foreshadow your story arc. So that transition can feel almost more seamless than even it was before.
I need.
Like there's these little things plugging in.
All right,
No, take your time.
I know what they are.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna send you a bunch of game hooks, but not game hooks. I'll send you a list of things that we've done that are open topics. Because I'm gonna honestly let you guys go wherever you think you want to go. I'm no longer gonna be saying.
This is where we're going next.
And now we're doing the the Black Skull. You guys can tell me you want to go to the Underdark or the Lower Dark or whatever. But
how much time do you want?
I want you to start putting symbols of staircases and
staircases,
and imagine
like long staircases,
like staircases going up to just random staircases in the yeah.
Okay. You just give me themes and I can work with themes.
Staircases.
Staircases.
Climbing stairs to the
I
sky.
gotcha.
And then maybe a spaceship.
You want space? Okay.
Yeah, maybe spaceships.
Okay.
Think like for all intents and purposes, think Mind Flayer, like the Mind Flayer
Yeah.
airships.
So, like the Nautiloids.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I got the under the I got the
ideas.
underwater. I got like the underwater region. You got the lower
Well-
dark. You have all the areas are open. You can
Well-
also do one too if you want, and we can do one together off air, where we lay down little trinkets or little items that you can find that relate to, your worst. The Feyland or the Elfland in Elvendale, or whatever the hell that place was called. The yellow spot on the map.
Oh, the Everglade.
Yeah, Everglade.
Yeah. Well, we could do all of that, but I think. Well, I'm trying to think of how we don't really have a direction where we want to go next.
No, we don't.
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna-
we do. No, I think we do. Are we still live?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I want to reveal those plans live. Well, no,
Really?
we already know. If you've been watching the story, you already know where we're going.
Yeah.
We're either going to the Black Mountains to get that Black Dragon, or we're going deeper into the Underdark to get that Gray Skull. I think Matt really wants his Gray Skull, so I think we're going to go there next. Because we're not done with the Underdark. I really want to go to the Unvagon and see the Kraken, whatever that is. I really want to go up into the clouds. But I think we're on a skull push right now.
Listen, you can only get to. I mean, how did you guys come out? So you can only really get. I mean, maybe there isn't a direct pathway to the lower dark. Maybe you can go from the middle dark to the upper dark.
The only way to get to the lower dark is from some other. There's some blockage that some wizard put between the middle and the lower.
Maybe rumors have it that there's a place under this. There's a portal under the sea, in the Umvagon. There's a portal. Maybe no one knows of the Umvagon's kingdom. Here's a foreshadowing. Maybe rumor has it that deep in the sea, there's a tunnel to the lower dark, or that will, whatever, a portal.
Oh,
Maybe the the dwarfs of the Sky Kingdom, using their advanced technologies from Trigard, rumor has it that they perfected a portal to the lower dark, to the Shadow Realm, which is which is actually located lower than the lower dark. So you could actually go to the Shadow Realm and climb up, where reality bends, which actually is a pretty cool thing because the Gray Skull is the reality
yeah.
one.
Interesting.
Or rumor has it that the Mind Flayer colonies on the moon
Well, I
like eating brains, and that's just an idea.
I have moon ideas.
And so, like,
how to foreshadow.
Yeah, and this spaceship that we get, it could also turn out that it is a big tunneler.
Well, the more I think about it, like, plot hooks are foreshadowing. It just they're foreshadowing until the players realize what it is, and then they're a plot hook.
But like the plot hook of the rumor has it that they've built a thing up top. It's a foreshadowing of the having to climb the stairs, or having to
Yeah.
That's cool.
Before
we get into it, let's sign up. Thank you for watching. I will edit these down to two watchable clips. Roll high and subscribe. Was that what you were gonna say?
No, I was gonna say we need a tangent warning to pop up.
Yeah. Tangent warning. You know what? I'm gonna make that.
Tangent.
I'm gonna make that.
Fast forward.
I'm gonna make that I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make one of the ones. I'm gonna make a sound. That's easy to do. Change it warning. Cool. Roll high, subscribe.
Subscribe.
We'll be back with another Let's Talk Lore next Wednesday. Until then, tune in Monday night at about 8 o'clock for another episode of Agoth Doom and Skulls of Power. I'm very excited to enter this and go for a dungeon crawl. I don't know if it's going to be a dungeon crawl. It could be a house crawl, but it's still the same thing.
It's a dungeon crawl in a house. In a chateau. Or fancy here.
Yeah, a vineyard. The vineyard. All right.